Hi, everybody, and welcome to TFT, Tarot for Today, Divine Dabblings.
Divine Dabblings with
Banshee!
and Oberon.
Yes, we're all messed up because normally I'm just here by myself, but here's Banshee.
Yes, I'm here for his Oberon's outlook on the emotional exchanges. I'm kind of
Guest starring.
I've inserted myself. You know, Mr. O, I'm retired now and I could just sneak into your show unannounced.
This is what I have to look forward to. But my emotional exchanges is my weekly tarot forecast for the emotional spectrum of your lives. I go through the elemental associations of the Zodiac and I try to give you some information to weather those currents and undercurrents of the week ahead.
So we're going to team up today to give your reading for the week
And Merry
ahead.
Christmas, because it's Christmas Day.
Merry Christmas to everybody.
So first, like Banshee does, or like we do on our other shows, I start off with the collective reading from the Isis Tarot, which, as I often mention, is not really a tarot at all. More like a fortune-telling deck of sorts, though it does have tarot imagery. So I'm going to shuffle those and have Banshee draw our card. This is for the week ahead for the entire viewing audience.
Your fate is in my hands, people.
Oh.
Wow, it's a cornucopia.
The cornucopia, isn't that pleasant?
That sounds fruitful.
What number was that? Number 36, that's the last one.
That's a number 9, you know.
Oh, the end. Cornucopia, it is the last one.
Oh.
So, it's spiritual wealth, a healthy look at life, fertile ideas, eloquence, somebody who might grow into a celebrity, born for happiness, creative, an artist, generous. Very good.
Sounds like a card of fertility to me.
Well, I guess it could be that too. So, ho, 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 make a little Christmas magic.
See what happens when I get on the show?
It is a show about love. So,
All
as I
right.
said, we go through the elemental modalities, and first up is, of course, air signs, which are Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. So, we start off with a word of the week. I'm going to let Banshee pull that too. This is a word of the week for the air signs. They're always read upright. So the Chariot, okay. So the Chariot is the word of the week, but of course, what do we think of when we think of the Chariot? We think of drive, motivation, ambition, movement towards a goal, conquering.
Forward movement for sure, you know. Like you're aiming towards something.
So the context of the word of the week is that this is the kind of mantra you can embrace, air signs. These are the kind of goals you can set for yourself. These are the kind of energies you can try to align yourself with.
So this could be moving towards your heart's desire, you know, be it, you know, in personal relationships or in other types of relationships.
Alrighty, so now we're going to go on to the rest of our reading. And Banshee will help me by shuffling those cards too.
Oh, this is exciting, Mr. O.
I know you can barely contain your enthusiasm.
I'm used to just talking about money. You know, my material matters.
Well, we're here to talk about love.
Talking about the hot
And don't forget
stuff.
that in February we will have a whole month long of these kind of shenanigans. The Super Tarot Love Month.
Yes.
Who knows what kind of trouble we can get
All kinds
into.
of interesting things we have planned.
And of course, in 2 days, don't forget, Sunday, we're going to watch Banshee's Material Matters, which will also premiere, and we will also be in the chat room for that one too. So our first position is, what kind of emotional happiness can air signs expect to receive this week or to experience this week? And that card is the Prince of Discs, or the Knight of Pentacles. So Knight of Pentacles, what kind of emotional happiness? Well, I guess the idea that your plans are moving ahead. This is kind of earthy in a way that sort of this is really about progress in material manners, but this is going to make you really happy. Maybe you're going to find out that you're moving towards a new position in your job or something that will make your life feel a little bit more better because of material reward.
Well, I'm going to say that, relationships this week will be very productive and fruitful. For people who maybe are meeting people for the first time, this has the potential to develop into something more productive and fruitful. This is very positive, I think, for growth in relationships, whether it's established relationships or new relationships.
Nights are always about coming and going to things too. So when you combine the idea of growth and then the emotional current, it does seem to be a good sign. So the next position is what kind of challenges or surprises will you face? And that is, of course, in the emotional areas of your life. And we have the reversed Four of Pentacles.
Oh, some of us might be letting something go, Some of us may be, maybe some of us have realized we're holding on too tight, almost to the point of smothering, things around us, and we need to have some space. Maybe it's you that are feeling smothered, and you feel like you need to have just a little bit of breathing room.
And it's a challenge or surprise because maybe you didn't expect to feel this way, and yet you feel that this process is going to be a little bit harder on you than you expected.
What was this position again?
What will challenge or surprise you?
Yeah. So, so I know I said there's a positive growthful influence here, but, growth is one thing, smothering's another. So maybe the growth is about boundaries, and finding out, finding that spot where you feel you have enough room to breathe and grow, and your partner does too.
Finally, what things of the emotional realms will concern your best relationships the most, whether they're your romantic relationships or your platonic or family coworkers, that kind of thing? What kind of things may concern some or all of them? And it's the reverse Six of Discs, and it's a lot of earthly material things
definitely
going on in your cards this week. So of course I'm thinking Christmas, it's a lot of expectation on material happiness. Mm-hmm. But the Six of Pentacles reversed, I guess people are surprised because maybe things really are a setback. Maybe they feel that what they loved is causing a setback because they have to pay for it. I mean, the price of love. I know there's more.
Right.
There.
Well, you know what? I kind of feel like sometimes love is about, obviously, all the time, love should be about give and take. And something is a little bit out of balance here. To me, that kind of ties into that previous card, where I was saying that there might be some smothering and some room to breathe that is needed. So this give and take is out of balance. Like maybe too much of your time is being taken by the person you love, or vice versa. So, you need to just kind of step back a little bit.
Maybe others are surprised because they cannot give. And they want to. And of course, it's a hard time for some of us to give.
Could very well be, Mr. O.
So our word of the week was the Chariot. And so air signs would find that they need to express the drive and motivation in their lives, especially as it concerns romantic or emotional things. But you also had the Knight, and that was what is happening now, what is emotionally pleasing to you, and maybe it was the accomplishment of goals, how you are moving towards your goals, especially in the realms of relationships. Here, though, what was your surprise or your challenges is really whether or not you can make changes, whether you can give up things, maybe things that really are emotionally pleasing to you, but have materialistic values that you need to measure out. And then finally, once again, with the final result there, what concerns others is maybe that they feel they're not able to give, and that bothers them emotionally because they want to be able to, but maybe times are hard right now for people.
I'll just recap the whole thing by saying I feel like the issues central here are that, there's a deepening in the relationship that is going on, or perhaps a new relationship that seems to be taking off, but we need to work on, I think what's coming to the fore is this idea of give and take, and giving people enough space to breathe and grow on their own, and yet being able to come together and grow as a couple. But to do that, we each need to have our own space to self-actualize. And so I feel like that's kind of the key focus for this week, is finding that sweet spot.
All right, so we're going to move on now to our friends, the fire signs.
Hey, fire!
Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. And you guys are, of course, the fiery, impulsive ones. And you too get a word of the week, which I will let Banshee choose her own word of the week.
Randomly.
Randomly, of course, is the key word there.
It's not my word. It is what the tarot dictates. And what... I want that one. Yep. Fire signs.
Meditation. So fire signs would be good to remember meditation this week. To try to lose yourself in the stilling of your mind, or try to use the time to focus on particular concepts you want to study.
Perhaps you need to meditate on, the something related to love and relationships in your life. If you don't have a relationship, you're meditating on, what you're looking for, what you're seeking. Perhaps you're meditating on just the meaning of love in your life.
Very good, Banshee. Thank you. So now we'll do our reading.
Got it.
And of course, I'm not in the TFT Esoteric Library where I normally film my show. I'm down here on the regular stage for our show. But it was convenient to do this time, so we did.
Well, it's easier for us to, I think, both fit down here since I'm starring with them today. Co-starring.
Right, I would have had to give her
starring.
the whole stage maybe, because there's narrow view there.
There you go. Oh,
Okay.
yeah. There you go. Okay, fire signs. Let's see what's stoking those flames in the love department this week.
So the first one is, what emotional happiness will you find this week, fire signs? And you have the Three of Cups reversed.
Aww.
So on the face of it, it says, well, maybe not. But maybe what this says is that there is a joy to know that things are still going on in the world, even if there are some diminishments there. The Three of Cups is one of those cards that tends to be about the same. So it may be saying to me, I think, that maybe there are some changes in the celebrations, there are some changes in the patterns, but still there's a hell of a lot to be celebrating, to find is emotionally pleasing to you this week. Celebrations.
Well, it's interesting to me because it's kind of anti-celebration, it's disappointment, but I don't think so in this case. I'm looking at the first card we pulled, meditation, here as the focus, right? And I feel that the Three of Cups reversed is saying that, that's kind of enhancing the fact that this is a good week to be with yourself and your own thoughts and and celebrating yourself as opposed to, your partner or love. Right now I'm getting a very single-minded feel about this, and that it's about self-love in a way. But let's see. Let's continue.
So our second position is, what emotional challenges or surprises will you face this week, fire signs? And it is the Two of Pentacles, the Two of Discs.
Look at that. See, I think there's this balance, or this trying to just find harmony within oneself.
Yeah, this is a challenge about balancing and finding harmony, that maybe this is the time to really look at all the things going on. It's such a busy time of year, and you need to really take a step back and just deal with those burdens or with those situations. Maybe they're not burdens, but maybe they are situations that need to find their place in their time.
And maybe they are impacting on your relationships right now. I mean, if you're just having problems, or you're just barely juggling things, keeping it together in this unsteady balance, that maybe, you need to find better solutions for that. That's where the meditation and going within might be coming in, is that you need to seek out solutions on how better to, make time for those that you love in your life, as well as your work, career, financial matters, whatever the things are that are draining you of your energy.
This could be especially timely or poignant for those who maybe are not in very dedicated one-on-one relationships, but maybe are playing the field, maybe are in a dating spectrum. It's like, well, maybe now is the time to really balance some of that, because maybe now you just don't really want to have an incredible amount of exposures. I'm not talking about sleazebag people, but I'm talking about people that maybe normally might be dating a couple people at a time. Maybe you want to look at all of your protocols there and say, take a little time, not diminish the relationship, but just say a holding pattern of some sort needs to happen. Finally, what are the emotional surprises or things that are facing your loved ones, your platonic friends, your emotionally attached friends, your coworkers, other sorts of friends or family? And it is the Nine of Pentacles reversed, and what may be challenging to them, and this is very similar in a way to the air signs, is that they may feel they don't have what they need to feel secure, and maybe that extends to the idea of what they would give or what they would be of worth to others in their emotional stratum, so that maybe these folks are feeling too isolated, too alone, or too needy in certain ways.
I think they feel that they might have filled their lives up with stuff, but it's not stuff that is giving them nourishment, They don't feel happy with what they have surrounded themselves with, whether it's people, whether it's things. And they feel a little bit unfulfilled right now, and they just may need a little boost from you.
And so it kind of all plays in our quick recap back to the idea of meditation. It this week provides a lot of things
soul searching
that we can soul search on, the ideas of whether we feel really rewarded in our lives, whether we feel like there's some sense of hope slipping away, or things slipping away from us, whether or not we feel we are really balanced with all the other situations that we are struggling to achieve emotionally, and that maybe pertains to more of a challenge for us. And then this, of course, is how the people around us are relating to their circumstances. And what we find is that maybe people feel also adrift a little bit, and also not feeling quite like everyone else should be feeling, maybe.
I feel like this is a time of going within and seeking out answers on how to have better quality relationships, and how better to be, how better to balance your emotional side of your life with your material side of life. It looks like, that there may be some things a little bit out of balance. And of course, 'tis the season for that. This is a time of stress, and with COVID and everything else going on, it's definitely, there's a lot of things out of balance right now. So go within and take that time you need, fire signs. That's it for the fire signs.
Now we're going to move to the water signs.
Mr. O is wearing a nice watery color right now.
Does this match my eyes?
It matches your shirt.
It does. And of course, water signs are Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces, and they tend to be the more fluid, emotionally for sure. So now I think we'll let Banshee let me pick the card. This time, because it is for my element.
Shuffle him a couple times. Sunman wanted your attention.
He got a little bit of it.
Sunman is not usually on your show, is he? Because you do it upstairs.
Right. I shoo them away. He's no fun, they say.
Okay, water signs. It's in Mr. O's hands.
Literally.
What you got?
Communion.
Ooh.
And our word of the week, water signs, is communion. So while water signs may expect to achieve a union of some sort,
Va-va-voom.
they may expect to find that a sacrament has been received by them, that they've received something spiritually sustaining.
Spiritual love, in a sense, and a feeling of bonding with somebody who is like, it's beyond just the sexual, it's beyond the physical, it's something that reaches elevated levels. I like it.
Alrighty, so we're going to go on with our reading then and shuffle away. As you can see on the screen there, we have our live stream schedules up. So there will be a live stream also on Sunday in the afternoon, a couple hours after Banshee's program. So
be there or be square.
Yes, I hear something might be happening on that Sunday show.
Yes, there may be talk of a giveaway.
Yay! Another holiday giveaway?
I don't know if it'll be given away on the show, but you can enter if you watch the show, so highly recommended.
That's right.
All right. Okay. Am I cutting or are you shuffling?
You cut and I will put it back. I already shuffled.
All right.
All right, so what emotional happiness will water signs face this week? And it is the Hangman reverse. I have to admit, sometimes I struggle with certain cards trying to relate them to emotional happiness. And what I think that maybe sometimes when we back off from maybe a more stricter mode on ourselves, that we're more, into our routines of exercise and meditation. Maybe if we just give it up for a week or so and we just relax a little bit more, maybe that makes us happier too. Like we just kind of get away from our routine a little bit. I mean, maybe the Hangman reverse is talking about changing your plans a little bit, and maybe that makes you happier. Maybe you're not focusing on all the things you want to do to make yourself better. Maybe you're just sort of being in the moment.
Well, I guess this kind of fits with what you're saying, maybe. I feel that the Hangman reversed is talking about, being a little selfish this week, being a little self-oriented.
Bingo.
As opposed to doting all over your partners or the people around you. It's time for a little bit of, maybe taking care of the self. And you feel that. You feel like, hey, I've given enough of myself. It's time to take care of me now. Put me first.
So number 2 position, what will challenge or surprise you the most this week emotionally? And it's the reversed Ace of Discs, Ace of Coins, Ace of Pentacles. And so what may surprise you is that maybe something you were expecting, a particular gift, a particular situation that maybe involved a material reward of some sort, or material situation furthering.
I shook the camera, sorry.
I noticed that. Maybe that will be delayed somehow, and so that will be a surprise to you. Maybe that might not feel emotionally great. Maybe you were expecting a little bonus from your boss, or a little extra gift that you might have been counting on that you didn't get, the holiday season.
Well, I'm going to take the material card and put it into the relationship realm and say that maybe, maybe some people who had just started relationships, that they just don't seem to be taking off the way you thought they would. What once you thought had a lot of potential for growth is sputtering. And so I feel like, there is some concern here in regards to where relationships are going or heading. And especially for those who maybe have just started one. You felt like there was so much promise, but now it's like you're not getting that date or that call back that you were expecting. Or, maybe people have been ignoring your tweets, or, you're trying to contact them, your text messages. So yeah, I am a little concerned about that.
I think it's
one.
kind of cool you put that into the realm of relationships
Oh.
because when you turn the card around, you look a little closer at it, there is this like male and female figure, with the ankh between them. So it does really have a sense of being about relationships too. But let's move on to the third card, and this is what will concern all the other loved ones or emotionally well thought of ones in your life, whether they're coworkers, friends, family, your primary relationship, that kind of thing. And we have the Five of Discs, the Five of Pentacle. And I think that some of our loved ones may feel a little bit lost this week, a little bit bereft. Maybe we have some folks who suffer seasonal affective disorder, and so they're not seeing the light at this time, or they've been suffering from the lack of light. But they should know that now the sun has changed.
The Sun Man has come.
The Sun Man has come too, but that the sun is slowly starting to move back into our lives, and that maybe a little more life positive radiated sunlight will make a difference for some of these people.
Well, the Five of Pentacles is a tough card. And I feel that some of the people around us right now, hey, maybe they're enduring some loss or heartache. Maybe they're enduring some hard times. Maybe they've been ill. Some of us may know people who have COVID right now. The infections are running rampant. And so I feel that people will need our emotional support, most definitely. I think you hit the nail on the head with that one, Mr. O. And we need to be there for those around us who need us.
So moving from the idea again that for water signs, this is a week where maybe they're going to feel really drawn and complete within their relationships and their emotional situations. We also find too that maybe what is happening for them, what surprises them, is that maybe it's okay to be a little selfish, to think more about themselves, right. And maybe that sort of goes along with the communion idea, and that over here the challenge, of course, is to find ways to keep the relationships in focus and to work on what those concerns are. Especially because those people around us, I think, are going to need more of our emotional support.
So I feel that everything revolves around self-love and self-respect and self-care. If you're not taking care of yourself, how can you take care of others' needs as well? So you do need to step back a little bit and take care of the self, and it is not selfish to do so. Although some people might feel that way. Some people might feel neglected, and who knows, maybe that's what that Five of Pentacles is about as well. But also recognize that if you pull back to take care of yourself, there may be some people around you who are hurting right now and need you. So don't totally close yourself off from the needs of others that are around you. And also just recognize that this week might be a time where, for some of us, some relationships that maybe got off to a great start may not be turning out the way you thought they would. It's just one of those things. And it's time to move on.
And now it's time to move on to our final, the Earth signs.
Am I making you go overtime, Mr. O?
I think we're having a great reading stuff, so hopefully everyone else enjoys them too. But our Earth signs, our Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn folks are the last now for our focus here. They tend to be the ones that maybe outwardly seem the least emotionally volatile. But let's take a look at their word of the week and see what it tells them they should do.
I get to pick one more time.
You get to pick one more time.
Okay, Earth signs.
And Banshee and I both have Moon in Capricorn, despite our fire and water sun signs.
It's the Fool.
Well, the key words for the Fool would be about adventure, freshness, initiation, new starts. So these are the kind of things that maybe Earth signs want to think about as their word of the week. What are the ways that they will be drawn to some new adventures? How will they employ their animal instinct to make sure that they don't take the wrong step? Their
animal instinct. I like that, Mr. O. But I'm looking at that and I'm thinking, okay, this could be the starts of this is a way to make a start. Maybe you're ready to go out there and look for a new partner, look for a new relationship. But also, this might indicate, how can I spice up my relationships a little bit? What can I do that could be adventuresome for us and bring fresh life to our relationships?
Let's bring the alligator into bed. Alligator.
That's funny. Funny, Mr. O.
Well, it might have been more appropriate for a water sign. I don't know, like if we had the crabby crabs.
The crabby crab.
Oh, my goodness.
Okay. He is shedding hair. I don't know how he can shed hair when it's so cold.
So we hope that after today, everybody continues to have a Merry Christmas. Christmas should be one of the most loving times of the year. So here we are on our emotional exchanges, wishing love for everyone. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Peace on earth and all of that.
So, what emotional surprises will the Earth signs face this week? Oh dear. We have the Three of Swords reversed.
Well,
it's better, I guess, when it's reversed. So what may be surprising may be that situations that looked fraught with conflict or heartbreak or strife or situations breaking down, maybe we might find that maybe not all is lost, that maybe some things are going to mend a little bit.
Well, I feel that maybe some of you Earth signs have gone through a difficult time and have, either lost a relationship or had some bitter arguments or things like that. And now you're really looking at it all and, you're feeling better. And it's almost as if you're thinking to yourself, well, that wasn't so hard to heal from after all. Sometimes when in the moment and you're in a heated argument or you broke up with somebody, there's pain, there's sorrow, and some people find it harder to move on from some situations than others. But this one, to me, I'm getting the feeling is fairly easy to move on from.
It may be possible that the emotional pain that was suffered really, when one went through the whole cycle of it, they realized that it wasn't really as bad, like Banshee says, and that maybe there was still so much more there to keep things going that it didn't make sense to really make more of an issue of it. So now, what will surprise or challenge us emotionally in the week? And we have the Ten of Wands reversed. And this is kind of interesting because what may be surprising now is a sense of freedom. And maybe it's a freedom because maybe either we freed ourselves from a relationship that was bad, but maybe more likely maybe we freed ourselves from the misunderstandings we had about what was going on in the relationship. Maybe it really did take two, and maybe some of this was really about going through all of the surprising things about what was wrong with the heartbreak and realizing that it's challenging, to kind of move on with less strictures, but maybe it's really the better way.
Look at how those two cards fit together in a way. So basically the burdens are lifting, the burdens of sorrow or pain or anger. If it was an argument, you're releasing it. You don't need it. You don't need to be bogged down with that baggage. And whatever the situation was, you're ready to pick yourself up and either move on or make amends and move forward.
So
a lot lighter than what you felt like before.
So finally, then, other people in our lives that have our emotional weight, our platonic friends, our good co-worker friends, our family, our true relationships, what will they be going through this week? And it's the Queen of Discs reversed. And so I'm thinking that some of these people, they're not quite feeling up to their mettle. They're not quite feeling totally invested in all of their emotional feelings. They sort of feel like they're not complete at this time, like maybe they need to go back to their own well and kind of refresh themselves a little bit, in a way that maybe they need to find the seed within them and re-nurture that again. They need some nurturing. They're understanding that, I think.
Yeah, I think they're lacking empathy right now, and maybe they're struggling within with some, some issues of their own, and so they really can't. They're kind of portraying it. They're showing a cold exterior, but inside, I feel that's not the case. That there is, inner turmoil going on, and they need healing. And so, if people give you the cold shoulder or brush you off, recognize that there's something underlying that there's something going on in their life, and kind of let it go. I think everything in this reading talks about that, letting go of sorrow, pain. We can recap, but I kind of sense that.
Yeah, I'm going to let you start the recap with the word of the week, right. The Fool.
Hey, how to bring some excitement back into relationships, or maybe some of us are going to be starting some new relationships in the week ahead. But moving forward, we have, what was the first card? The 3, yes. So there is some healing, that has taken place that's even allowing you to move forward or to deepen your relationship and make it stronger through some unorthodox or unique things. The other card, the 10 of Wands reversed, is indicating that, whatever kind of caused sorrow or hurt or pain, whether it was an argument or a separation, you're letting go of those burdens. You're letting it go so you can move on more lighter,
but yet
lighter.
To some degree, maybe you didn't expect this, because this really falls into the ideas of what is a challenge or surprising for you. But I do think that it's one of those kind of challenges, Banshee, where the more you start to do it, the easier it gets.
Right, and remember I said with the 3 of Swords that it seemed easier to recover from, this pain or sorrow than you thought it would be. Right. And that's why I think those two fit together.
Yes, that's a very good point.
Yeah.
So then finally, though, what effects are going on emotionally with our other loved ones or friends?
They're hurting internally right now, but they're not letting you see it. They're putting out a cold exterior, and they may even be a little bit standoffish or aloof because they don't want you to see what's going on within. So just try to be understanding, give them space if they need it, and don't judge them too harshly.
I would have to agree with that. That was a very wonderful summation, Banshee.
Why, thank you, Mr.
And I guess I'm looking forward to maybe more guest starring on my show here.
Or just I'll kamikaze and dive in someday.
Well, next Friday is New Year's Day, so of course it's another segment of my show. And of course, maybe we should even come up with something different, perhaps.
Maybe a love forecast for the new year for the signs.
You
a
heard
brief
it here first.
One. We'll see.
So thanks everybody for joining us once again, us once again on my emotional exchanges. And I hope you have a very wonderful Christmas and holiday season. We'll be back in a week. So see everybody once again.
We'll be here on Sunday for our live stream as well. So take care, everybody, and Merry Christmas.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.